In this video, we'll uncover the untold stories of one of history's most formidable figures, Winston Churchill, the man who rallied a nation against the Nazi threat. But what do we really know about him beyond the headlines? He was the bulldog of Britain, a master of oratory, and the prime minister who led his country through its darkest hour. But Churchill was more than a wartime leader. He was a paradox. A soldier, a painter, a writer, and a politician with a lifelong flair for the dramatic. From his daring youth to his eccentric habits, his life was a roller coaster of incredible highs and devastating lows. Join us as we dive into the lesser-known facts that shaped this extraordinary individual. Long before he was a statesman, a young Winston almost died. At just 18 years old, while on a trip to the French Riviera, he fell off a bridge, suffering a ruptured kidney and a concussion. He was recovering in bed when doctors arrived, and one of them commented that he was an extraordinary case of a man with such vitality and fortitude. This near-death experience, he would later say, gave him a newfound appreciation for life and a willingness to take risks, a quality that would define his career. During the Boer War in South Africa, a young correspondent named Winston Churchill found himself a prisoner of war. After a daring escape, he became a national hero, but there's another part to this story. Years later, during World War I, Churchill was a high-ranking politician. A young American naval officer, Franklin D. Roosevelt, was working under him. Churchill helped secure a promotion for Roosevelt, and the two formed a bond that would, decades later, prove crucial to the fate of the world. The famous cabinet war rooms, the underground command center where Churchill directed the war effort, are known for their somber, strategic atmosphere. But they weren't all business. When the air raids were particularly heavy, Churchill would bring his family, staff, and even his beloved cat Jock down to the bunker. He would also host dinner parties and movie screenings, with a dedicated projectionist on staff. It was a bizarre blend of wartime gravity and domestic life, a reflection of the man's unyielding spirit. Most people know Churchill as a politician, but he was also an accomplished writer. He wrote over 40 books and countless articles, earning more money from his pen than from his political career for much of his life. In 1953, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his mastery of historical and biographical description, as well as for brilliant oratory in defending exalted human values. His writing was so prolific and so compelling that it was honored at the highest level of literary achievement. When the pressures of his political life became too much, Churchill turned to an unexpected passion: painting. He started in his 40s and produced more than 500 canvases. He found it a deeply therapeutic and meditative process. He said, "I have found that the best way to get out of one's head is to use one's hands." His landscapes and still lifes were a vibrant counterpoint to the black and white world of politics. Churchill was a notorious insomniac who often worked from bed, but he had a specific ritual. He would take a 2-hour nap every afternoon, claiming it gave him a second day of work. He believed the habit of a siesta was essential to his productivity, famously saying, "You must sleep sometime. When you sleep, you are a different person." And here's the most shocking part. He often worked until 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes wearing a silk jumpsuit. From a near-death experience in his youth to a life dedicated to art and literature, Winston Churchill was a man of many layers. His legacy is far more complex and captivating than history books often portray. If you enjoyed this journey into his untold stories, subscribe for more fascinating facts from history.